so mean.
Allegedly.
Yo. How's everybody doing?
We are good. How are you, sir?
And you should be able to hear her better now. We've got the mic situation. See, like
The microphone is right here.
Isn't that amazing how clear it is when it's actually near you? Not 16 feet away.
Oh, we were going to put it up there like some crazy thing you suggested, but we're not going to do that. Gray hues, okay?
Yeah.
This is much better, though, right?
Yeah. Should be better, right, everybody? And
you said I sound like a radio broadcaster. Is that correct?
Well, as much like one as you can possibly sound like.
There you go.
No, you do sound like one. But, yeah, if you guys want to become a channel member, you get access to all those new emojis that are in there. Some of them are familiar to some people that, you know, on my channel with the boom and everything like that. But, you know, they're crossover emojis. So why reinvent a wheel, as it were?
We're not going to use that fresh one that you have, the rodeo clown.
Okay. Maybe not the rodeo clown one.
We're not going to
It was just to fill something in. I was like, I don't have time to make another one. Here's one.
Want to see my new cup? It's kind of spectacular. Look at that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Is it rubber?
I could jack somebody up with this cup, man.
Oh, it looks like is it rubber or metal?
No, it's I don't know what it's really hard, and it has spikes on it. It's like an S&M cup or something. I'm not.
Yeah, you could literally turn around and put your fists through the other end and use it, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Smash somebody over the head with it or something. Anyway.
Yeah. So what are we doing today?
So today we are going to be going over the interview room's critical 40 minutes. So we do have a presentation for you guys. You know, we're trying to be professionals over here. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. We are not in any way going to criticize, disparage, or be rude to Mr. Chris or any other channel holders on this channel. Brandy, if they do, get them out of here.
Although it is hard sometimes when you're critiquing something to not come across that way. Now, here's the thing, everybody. Listen, listen. I have my own channel. She has her own channel. And whatever I say on my channel has nothing to do with the thoughts. And I'm saying this on my own. I was thinking about this last night because last night on my show, I was a little bit, critical of the use of some photographs on my, regarding the same interview that we're talking about here. And so, but Chasing Truth has nothing to do with those thoughts. This channel here is just a different type of channel where we try to rationally go through things. My channel is like that too, but I'm just going to be me, just like she is on her channel. You ever notice that?
Absolutely.
Like she just goes off on tangent sometimes, and I do exactly the same thing, and it's just the way it is. Okay.
I don't think I've ever gone off on a tangent. I think.
No way.
You should say alleged to that, sir. Thank you. Welcome, Cindy Hill.
I noticed you left Lee on. You left alleged Lee, and that's because you didn't want to lie when you said alleged. That's amazing.
Oh my God. We're so not doing that. Thank you, Elaine.
Well, that was true. That was just a regular.
It's alleged that I've had a couple of moments where I've gone off on a tangent.
Yeah.
You know, we don't do that over here. We're very professional.
I'm just gonna put some water in this glass that I forgot to get. Do you mind? You can just keep.
Sir.
All right.
Go right ahead. I'm reading the chat anyway and thanking everybody. So thank you guys. Appreciate the new members. You guys are awesome. Is Chasing Truth still in the makeup room? Well, I do have a makeup room. Kind of. That's just really for show. I don't use any of that stuff. I probably should, but I don't. So what we have today is a presentation, and we really used the exact words. We're not going to be playing somebody else's content. We put it into a Word presentation, so you guys will be able to see that. And then we're going to discuss it. You know, we're going to discuss what we're seeing. Constructive criticism is fine, absolutely. Not going off or whatever. That's all. I'm recovering sooner, yeah. I do have lingering COVID symptoms, headaches, a lot of joint pain, definite COVID brain. But other than that, I'm good.
I think I have a quasi COVID brain because I sleep in. I usually sleep till about 9 in the morning my time, but today I had to get up earlier, and I just happened to just boom bounce. I just happened to open my eyes, and it was 8:47, I think. And I jumped out of bed, ran in here, and then contacted her. So I'm still in that early stages of kind of just
Waking up.
coming to,
Yeah. Big time difference. Will I post the membership link in the comments? Yes, I will.
I made a community post with it too, but
Oh, on your channel?
no, on
All
your,
right.
I think in ours. It has
Okay.
for people with iPhones.
Got it.
It's such a dumb thing that YouTube doesn't make it easy for iPhone people. It's really bizarre. They don't have the button; doesn't
Weird.
show up for them.
There you go.
Thank
There you go. Somehow it should, work.
Thank you,
Hopefully.
Diamond Painting with Anxiety, and welcome. I think you already said it, but Cindy, Charleston, Amy, and Liberty Eris.
Oh,
Or
of
Eris.
course, I have it on. I have it on Top Chat. I love that.
Oh, me
Sheesh.
too. Let me fix that.
Okay,
Noticed
we
it.
got to get started because there's
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
things going on. So let's do it. Thanks, Diamond Painting with Anxiety, for your super chat.
There it is.
There it is.
And there's a super chat that's quiet, but at least it shows up on the screen.
It's quiet. I love that.
All right, so here's the timeline discussion.
Mm-hmm. You can hit the 30 seconds to skip through. Each one's about 30 seconds.
Okay.
So.
All right.
All right, you want to go first? You want me to do it, or?
Oh, you could do the first one if you want. Go ahead.
All right. So what we did was using the interview room's transcript from his video. The top numbers there are the minutes. So 16 minutes, 50 seconds through 17 minutes, 37 seconds. Quote, "But I know for a fact around 1:33 is when they were in the store getting the prescription, okay? There's no question that that is an accurate time frame. So from there, the question is, do they pick up the prescription at, 2:03, or are they picking up the prescription at 1:33? I don't have that information, so that's the first another 30 minutes that I was going to encompass into the 40, because this was about a 40-minute time frame, and 30, but we aren't going to get there yet." Okay, so commentary on that. What we do know is they were at Warriors. We don't know how long. We have an estimate from Candace of 20 minutes or so. We know that Candace is really bad at time. She says that often. She always says that she's really bad at time. We do have a much more detailed timeline in here that we're going to show you guys as well. So let's just say 12:21 at Warriors. We don't know if that's the moment. The video is the moment that Summer jumped in the water. We don't know if that's the moment Summer was getting out of the water or somewhere in between. But logically, what we do know is they dropped off the prescription prior to going to Warriors. That was prior. Then they do their swimming. Then they've got to get her out of her bathing suit, put her into the school clothes that were in Grandma's truck. So you know how that goes. When a kid's wet, you're drying them off. Try and put wet clothes on a wet kid, and it's like wrangling cats. So that takes a little while. Then you got to get her in the car. Then you got Grandma and her messed up knee trying to come up the path. So it makes sense in my mind, I think in Gray's too, that 1:33 is when they're picking up the prescription. This 2:03 being thrown in there kind of confuses things for people, in my opinion. It's an unnecessary number. It should have never been there. It's just messing up stuff now.
I don't understand it because he says it's picked up at 1:33, and then he says it was picked up at 2:03 later.
Yeah, I think what he was trying to say is he knows for a fact, and I'm guessing either he got some type of inside information or he talked to the Walgreens people, and 1:33 they were seen in that store or picking something up. So either in his mind, he's thinking, well, did they drop it off at 1:33 and then go back and get it at 2:03 because it was 30 minutes? But that doesn't even make sense because we know too much now.
Yeah.
We know too much now.
Well, we know for sure that they dropped.
2:03 is just get out of here with that. We don't want the 2:03 anymore.
Because we know that they dropped off the prescription, then went the Warriors, and that video was 12:51 or something like that, right? 50. And so that means if you're at 1:33, must therefore be the time that they picked it up, unless it's all a lie, everybody. That
right.
You know, they went swimming after picking up the prescription. We just don't. Yeah, but that's not how it went. No, there isn't one soul that's even said that. Hunter.
That's why I'm like,
yeah,
easy, quick. You know, let's throw that away and move on to the next thing.
Okay, so here we go. All right, let's go to the photographs. A lot of speculation, a lot of conversation all over YouTube about these types of photos in the back seat. Could that be a subdermal hematoma, bleeding just underneath, you know, the scalp? I'm not a medical doctor, nor am I. I don't know if he was going to say something else. Is that shading, bruising, subdural? It's interesting. This one is really alarming because you can clearly see it appears unless someone has mocked up this photo, and you know, God forbid, you did that to this little girl. Shame on you if you did that. If not, it's alarming. Forward.
And forward is me saying I forwarded it just a bit.
Oh, I see. I wasn't sure.
Because he kept repeating that over and over. So.
I've seen that before. It could be a slap, okay? And children will all know, and children we all know were bruised. Shame on you if this is photoshopped, okay? You should get off YouTube. Yeah. See, this one's one of those hard ones where it's hard not to be critical because my opinion is it shouldn't have been put in a video unless you verified what it was.
I agree with that. Your Google Earth little square is showing. Can you make it go away?
Was it really bothering you that much?
Yeah, I don't know why. But anyway.
Oh, man.
These photos, they really bothered me a lot. They really did bother me. We've seen a ton of photos of Summer. And some of them, she's quite disheveled. You know, and some she's got food all over her face. Yeah. And
so this
her
is the
hair
original
just
one.
is insane.
Yeah.
So can we look at that?
See, this is the original
photo. Holding the bag with the bracelet in front of her face, right? Clearly, somebody darkened this image. I don't know if they added or they just filtered it up a bit. It's very disturbing that I don't know. Number one, who the hell did this? Why did you do this? Number two, you're sending it to a man who's trying to work on this case. I would have preferred he did his due diligence and dug a bit deeper to find the originals. I'm sure that many of his subscribers had the originals and could have sent them over to him. You know, I don't know how many things he's working on, so I can't really say, you know. You get busy and maybe he thought that they were real. However, this case has been a circus. So to put this information out there could cause harm to people yet again. We don't need to put more on Summer. This is just, it's too much. You know, the baby is missing. And this is, we're now 75 days. It's too much. Now we want to imply that she's got slap marks, she's bruised up, she's being beaten allegedly.
Yeah.
I think it's
just tunnel vision a little bit. I think it's like you want to sell you're trying to portray a certain image. This comes across and you're so excited to put it out there, even if it's not, you know, maybe not even true. And it's sort of a lack of wanting to get to, I think, wanting to get to what the origin of the photo is. Because you just want it, because look at this thing right here. See, this photo even has this piece of plastic edited out of there. And you know, it's really bizarre. The reason you can tell it's the same. See this little spot right there?
Oh yeah, you know, 100%.
That's right here.
It's the same photo.
So it looks like it's been changed up a little bit though too in various ways. I mean, it's really bizarre. And then all they did was just take this image with Photoshop and use contrast, change it up a little. You know, there's a whole different little things you can do. And then look how dark it looks over here, and then over here it looks like this big bruise on the head, which is similar to one that was released a while ago that looks like this one. I actually found it. It's this one right here. This is the one that they tried to put out in the car. You remember that? They just did the same thing. There's this little tiny mark here, and then they made this thing appear just like they did to her head on this one, appear darker, like it's this big bruise. Okay.
It's so appalling.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't. You know, I don't appreciate it. Whoever did that. We don't know exactly yet what happened to Summer, and it very well may turn out that her family was involved. It very well may turn out that eventually details of abuse come out. They haven't yet. In my opinion, it's extremely dangerous to imply these things on an open, active investigation when we have heard that people are being threatened. And I understand that they're all suspects still. I appreciate that. I understand that. However, we are not vigilantes. It's not up to us to, you know, exact their punishment in any way. This infuriates people. People think, oh my God, this is a professional telling us she could have been smacked across her face.
And people in the chat, you can see it. They're all, oh my God, I've got chills. I'm feeling horrible. Oh my God, this is brutal. And it's not real.
See, I didn't read the chat. I can no longer read the chat. So I just listen.
But it's not real. That their emotions are being built up on something that's not real. Now,
and I think that's manipulative.
It is.
Because there are a lot of people out here who hang on every word of some creators, various creators. And I think that, you know, that people are extremely emotionally invested into this case. We all are. You know, this is a baby and she's missing, you know. Some people are able to take these cases and detach their feelings from it. I wish I was one of those people, but I'm not. I think about her constantly. My heart is broken daily when I think about this baby. So now I'm thinking, oh my God, was somebody beating her? And before I got off into left field, I just went and got the original photos and compared them and said, this isn't even true. This isn't even true.
Yeah. And the thing is, even if she was, she could have been being abused, but here's the thing. Would they really be slapping her around the face and then taking photographs of her with the slapped face? It doesn't make any sense, anybody.
You know, they're beating her, and then they're taking her to church functions and putting her, you know, with people who are going to know that she's obviously bruised and beaten with a fresh slap face. And I just... There are some things in this case that I'm so over at this point.
Okay. Want to go to the next one?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So 3742 to 3821. If it's an accident theory, then those pictures could play a role. He's talking about the abuse pictures. I went down that stairwell, and if you know Summer had gone down that stairwell, could she have fallen? In my opinion, the answer is yes. Could other things have taken place then post-fall, perhaps? So that is Gray's theory and has been. You know, Gray. I remember Gray mentioning the stairwell to me.
Yeah, that's just a possibility of what, like maybe she fell on the stairs, maybe she got hurt somewhere on the property, and then she was removed from the property before calling 911, I would say. That's my opinion, but that's just and it's not even, I'm not even very, it's like, that's the highest of the 80%. Like I have Candace and Dawn having something to do with her disappearance somehow, but the highest one I have in the 80% is something accidentally happened. Now when he says playing a role, he must be saying maybe somebody hit her and then it turned into, I think that's what he's saying, but then he says she accidentally falls down the stairs. And so if she accidentally fell down the stairs, how does the bruising that she might have got in abuse. What does that have to do with that in that case?
Right.
What do you think?
So I'm just reading the chat. I don't want to neglect it. I know that we get off and, Rake's Funny Farm. Chris is trying to find Summer. We understand that. Be very clear. Maybe you want to rewind. We understand what Chris is trying to do. The reason it looks this way is that the photo they blew up on a banner is on the J for Justice channel. I'm not sure what that means. Robin's refusing to speak. I like chasing. She sticks to the facts. There's no slant. I think Robin is refusing at this point. I don't think that she wants to be part of the circus anymore. I know she was being harassed. Her family was being harassed. And that's a difficult thing to deal with. She's probably never been exposed to this much in her life. So it's scary. Photos are being shared on social media. They appear very different based on past videos of social media. The frame.
Hey, Mandy, thanks for the super chat and CCK. As she
Help,
said,
I'm trying to become a member.
But also,
Sorry,
you guys,
I'm
that's what the
trying
super
to-
chat button's for. If you send in a super chat, we'll read the question on the air. So these don't have questions in them, the ones that were sent. But there you
welcome, Janigans. And what do we think happened to her, Shanna? Gray just gave his theory, and I will say that my original theory always was abduction. I was really hesitant to ever say that I thought there could have been an accident in the house, because to get there, to get to the next step, I need to believe that her mother and her grandmother would have taken her to the woods and dropped her body off.
Yeah.
And I am not okay with even considering that.
Yeah. The 20%
as a mother, that kills me.
Yeah,
and yet that's why
they
I
do
can't
that.
get there.
The people do that stuff. You see.
Sure.
And I have 20% that she was abducted. I mean, that's a pretty high number actually. So I was saying 20% abducted, and then an accident covered up, and then maybe even,
I will say now my thoughts are changing. As there's, for you guys, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes sometimes. I typically stay away from behind the scenes. And when you let yourself go behind the scenes, you hear things and it begins to change your perception. So right now, my theory is that gosh.
yeah.
How do you even, let me say this. I may be 1000%, and I've said it 100 times, wrong about her parents. I've tried to be really neutral when it came to the parents. At this point, I'm stuck in my own head. Poor Gray. He had to hear me ranting and raving yesterday. I don't know. I don't know where I'm at with it. At this point, though, I will say absolutely nothing will surprise me anymore.
Yeah.
After what I've been
what we were
hearing,
talking about is
nothing.
It's pretty weird, but you can't say anything, right?
No, I can't say anything, so we got to move on.
Yeah.
We got to move on to the next thing.
Very little emphasis has been put on the possibility of her wandering away. Why do you think that is? Because they kind of made you think that way, right? Because they said she'd never leave the property.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She'd never leave. And that, it's been very strange, because they've said that 100 times, but then I hear Dawn saying she used to wander away from church. Well, what? Since when? I thought she doesn't wander. What is that? What are you saying right now? So he needs a whole statement analysis himself at this point. Not by that guy. Not by that guy, though.
All right.
What? It keeps popping up on your screen. Some weird thing.
Yeah, there's this weird notification thing. I don't know how to stop it. I see it down here, though. Maybe I can. Don't show. Crap. I don't know. Anyway.
That's the membership link, I think, guys. I don't know. I'm sorry, but
that's the channel. It's the whole channel URL plus /join. All right, so here we go.
Well,
if Hunter calls her at 8 in the morning and says, "What are you doing?" Okay, now one of the things that I picked up on is Candace left her mom at the hospital and took Summer to Allie's house, allegedly to connect with Hunter. I don't think everyone caught that piece of the puzzle. I think everyone thought Candy was with them, not according to Candace.
Okay.
No, I don't. I never thought that. It wasn't.
No,
That's
I
not
never
new
thought
information. You know.
I never thought that.
Yeah.
I don't know this. I included this because it really confused me. Hunter didn't call her at 8 in the morning. They allegedly left their house at 8 in the morning to go to the hospital. And you'll see in the timeline later. So she leaves her house about 30, 40 minutes later. They get to the hospital. Now, when you go to the hospital, you don't just drop people off and leave. We don't know if it was an emergency visit. We don't know if it was, a scheduled appointment. I think it was a scheduled appointment, but I don't know. So you go in, you check in, you sit there for a few minutes. Summer probably didn't want to be there, so they go back to the truck. It's hot, and then her and Hunter end up talking. That's later because Allie, who doesn't like her, and Hunter both said she arrived there around 10:30 in the morning. So where 8 a.m. Hunter calling her is coming from, I just don't know. It was very confusing. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
And everybody knew that Grandma was at the hospital because Allie and Hunter both say, and then Candace got a call and we had to go pick up my mom at the hospital. So this was kind of a tedious thing to include, but everybody wants a clear timeline on this. And we're trying so hard. Everybody's trying to get to the timeline, and then things like this happen and you're like,
Yeah.
what?
I don't think
No.
I don't think anybody on your or my channel thought that Candy was with them,
No.
with Candace and Summer when they went to get Hunter to Hunter's
No.
house. No, there isn't anybody that thought that. So I'm not sure why that's a new piece of information. What do we got?
Thanks, Aaliyah Breyer.
Trying
She's
to say
just saying
okay, go
the
ahead.
first picture. Yeah, I mean they do get distorted. Yeah.
Well, you remember in the Kanika Jenkins case, the photos that would come out. I mean, there were like ghosts coming out of things, and I mean, it was. Look at that. So this isn't
Remember
even
the trash bag thing?
Oh my God! I actually remember the video I made on it. It was awesome because the trash bag, it puffed up because somebody walked by. But what they did was they took one frame from here and then another frame when it moved. They, look. That's why that look at came in.
Mm-hmm.
That's straight drops. Look at. So anyway, yeah. Then it just slowly goes down over time. But it was unbelievable, man. So that case makes it so like this stuff here is just, old hat. No. It's still the same crap though. Really dishonest. Very putting out. Chris put out an image that somebody else made. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So he didn't go make that image.
No.
So
God forbid. No.
But I think you just
not.
in the future, he needs to be a little bit more discerning on. Getting an image from somebody because he's sort of newer to the YouTube deal.
And trusting these people.
Yeah, there's a lot of crap that's put out on YouTube, and he's pretty new to YouTube, maybe a year or so. And so
I believed everybody was the best person in the world on the YouTube when I joined.
Yeah.
Oh, you learn pretty quick.
No. Hey, thanks, Nicole.
Thank you very
Wilson.
much, Nicole.
All right, you got ready for the next one?
Sure. All right. Why is this important? Candace talking about what happened at the swimming hole. Well, because Candace had to go get Hunter and then come back to the hospital and pick up Grandma. She just said all three of them got out of the car. But what she didn't tell us is her going to pick up Grandma. So once she did, and this is where they went to get the prescription and dropped it off, we know the time frame was around 1:30. But she left at 8 and she's at the hospital. Very large time gap. Now I can't see the rest, Gray, because you have my head in the way.
Oh.
So if you want to read
she
that.
would have left Hunter's house to go to the hospital, which is not far, 10 minutes. And if she didn't drop off the prescription until 1:30, there's a huge gap.
Yeah. So she does talk about going back to get grandma.
I just
She
don't
does
even really
say
get
that.
the whole thing. I mean, it's
Yeah.
I don't know.
There,
It's really
I, I'm not really sure. I don't know Chris as far as his handling of other things, but we know that this has been a very screwed up timeline because the way that Candace speaks, number one, is you've got to have a lot of patience because she doesn't know the time of anything. And then she's kind of talking, and then she goes off and talks about something else. And then you're trying to wrangle her back to focus. So it's not easy. And then you got Hunter and Allie adding to the timeline. And then Dawn comes out speaking and he's adding to the timeline. So I understand
yeah, I get
that
it.
Chris might be, because he's talked to all of them now. So he may be thinking, well, all these times are jumbled in his head. But for people who are obsessed with this, like myself, when I see these things, I'm like, oh God, people are going to run with this. And
Yeah.
it's just not, it didn't leave a very large time gap.
Yeah.
We can account for that period of time. What we can't account for is after they get home. But for this, we can account for this time. And I feel like these things here are lending almost to the confusion. Unless he's going somewhere that I'm unaware of, maybe he has some bomb that he's going to drop, and something happened prior to her getting home, and maybe law enforcement believes that, and Chris has that information. Then all of what he's saying would make sense because something happened to her during the day. But based on what we know so far,
Yeah.
this just isn't.
Well,
It's not
Lips in
helpful.
there said that they don't know if the 133 is the pickup or drop off, but no, we do. We do. It's the pickup because they were swimming at 12. That's when the
Yeah.
video was taken, like 12:51 or something.
12:21.
12:21. Yeah. So when they were swimming, that's right, because there's an hour. See, I think they swam a little. It could be that they swam just a little bit longer than 20 minutes. 30 minutes maybe. It
Right.
doesn't really. But who cares? I mean, the thing is, they
Right.
went and got the prescription at 1:33. They're in the car. There's even a photo. I mean,
Right.
we've got one where Candace and Grandis and Summer are in the car together. The video, right? You can't see Grandis, but she's the one with the camera. It's not Hunter. Hunter's already been dropped off. So that's why I tried to eliminate all that part a long time ago. Like I removed Hunter and any of that being relevant at all because you just look in the car. There she is driving in the car at 309, 307.
3:09. Yeah.
And she's only
That's
at 5
another
minutes.
curious time now. Oh boy.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. This whole thing was kind of confusing to me. I didn't even know how to.
And that's why I pulled it out because it feels confusing. And again, he may be up to something that we're just unaware of. I don't know.
And she set up above. Lips again said, Candace original report to TBI has some crazy info. Well, where did you see the original report? Lips.
The TBI, yeah.
How do you
I
know
watched
what
someone
that said?
today that showed the video that was taken around the. Okay, so I know what Lips is talking about. Okay, there is a lady, Michelle After Dark, great channel, love her channel. Don't always agree with what she's saying, but I really love how she puts things together. She referenced another video, and it was just, she's just making assumptions. She's got some theories. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's the way she talks or if her dogs have hypnotized me. But when she starts coming up with her theories, she's a very rational, smart lady. Lone Star Road comes into it and some other things, but we can go over that privately after this, maybe.
All right.
But that's where people are feeling that perhaps Candace dropped Summer off to Dawn at some point. And that will send the timeline into a tailspin. So
Wait, Candace off to Dawn? All right.
Candace drops Summer
Or off to Dawn? Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Well, when would that would have ever been? I never heard that one.
Well, they were still in the cal. Well, that's why I have to show you the video.
Okay, forget it. Let's
when you
just do
see
it.
the video, you're going to be like, wait, what?
Yeah,
But
I'll have to see
that's
that
later.
Okay.
That's later.
Okay, yeah.
That'll really confuse things.
Yeah. Okay. Is this me now? Oh yes, right.
That's you now, yeah.
Oh, now I can't see. Interview at swimming hole. Okay. I was sitting at the hospital with my mom, and Hunter called me. That makes sense. Said, why don't you come over? And something like, this is at the 10:53 mark in the...
Yeah.
We went to go get Grandma's prescription, and we got back in the truck and left.
Fast forward.
Huh. I did not buy an iced tea for my mom.
I did buy an
I
iced
mean, I
tea.
did buy an iced tea for my mom at the smoke shop in town. Nicotine vapes next door at Hippie House. No, well, they are further down by the mall. Smoke shop further down before the bridge.
Okay.
I was
So this is
sitting in the
just a
hospital.
statement, you know.
Grandma's prescription.
You can fast forward this. We don't really need to comment yet because you'll see why in a minute.
Okay.
So then she says, okay, we went to the smoke shop, got mom the tea, then went to the hippie house. So I know that this is about 20 minutes because you'll see that on the timeline in a minute. Then we went to Walgreens drive-through, dropped off mom's, she says pictures, and that's how it comes out in the transcript, but I don't know if she meant pictures or prescription. She does have kind of a speech thing going on. And we got to wait 30 minutes. So I said, let Summer play for a bit. Now I included this because she's clearly telling Chris what they did. We went to Walgreens drive-through and dropped off mom's prescription. Then we went to Warriors because we had to wait 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, if we know the TikTok video is 12:21, logically that leads you down the road to the 1:33 when they picked up the prescription.
Because you're at like one. Let's see. So that was at one. What time would that have been? 12:21 was that video. So it's 30 minutes. So who knows when the? It seemed like that would have been early on because Hunter. She probably got in the water like, hey, and then Hunter kind of got in the water because see how he got in just then in the video?
To splash her, yeah.
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 So then let's just say 30 minutes from there. That puts you at almost 1 o'clock. You get changing. But, maybe it was, let's just say it was 40 minutes they're really there.
Sure.
And then they dry off and then they drive. Then that makes sense that about 1:33 they're picking up the prescription, right?
Right. It totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Pause. Mandy L super chatted $20 and says, sad things, so much is being put out to convince others of the lies. Do you both think this is the reason around people's fake evidence? Oh, I wish I understood that.
I think that might be right. People's fake evidence. People's, meaning like kind of like like the image that we just showed a bit ago.
Sure. Yeah. Because there's so much information being put out. I've seen things being put out. There are some channels who are putting out 3-4 times 4 videos a day, and it's just not helpful.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I think it's called, what it is it's tunnel vision. People try to sell what they believe. I think the difference between you and me and a lot of other people is that if I'm presented with something that shreds the shit out of what I have already believed, I will immediately just go boom, and on a dime, that's the new direction.
Wrong.
Because that's it. That's all that matters is going on to the right directions. I'm not going to keep trying to find something deep into some weird
to convince you of my original theory. Right. That's why it's a theory.
Yeah, it's exactly how
a theory is based on the information you have in the moment, right? So your theory evolves, it changes, your opinions evolve and change as you get new information. You can't keep pushing people to believe what you want them to believe. And I think we're seeing that in a lot of cases, in the Summer case, in a lot of instances. It's just,
it shows up in a lot of cases, though, right? As well.
Yeah,
that's what you were saying. Because
it does, for sure. Does. Jason, have you heard any more about the local fair being in town? Because I heard that Dawn took her to the fair. Shanna, that was said by the Predator Hunter people, and I think they were making a joke. Those wristbands come from the racetrack that they were searching. I don't know what they were talking about. In my opinion, that's just a rumor. Dawn couldn't have taken her to the fair. If the timeline is accurate, I think people are putting in things that are irrelevant, and it's making things worse now.
Yeah. I mean, right now, there are so many wild theories that so many, everybody can just pick one and go down this crazy rabbit hole somewhere. When in reality,
Wild.
there's probably this sort of a really concise, tight thing that actually happened. We just don't know what that is yet, right?
Diane Harlow has a question. Anyone know when you do a TikTok, does it load straight away, or can you take a video and upload it? Yes, you can take a video and upload it, absolutely. But Gray did look it up. We went and looked up the metadata for that
Yeah.
actual video to verify it. We know when it was uploaded. She says that's when she took it. Now, will the phone metadata prove that? Yeah, if they have the right tech people on it, sure it will. Yeah, absolutely. Nikki, I'm very curious to what you're hearing behind the scenes. Well, it may not be too long before all that comes out there, Nikki.
Yeah.
All right, move along. My eye hurts. Can you make this a little smaller? I don't know if you can, because it cut off my wonderful thing over there. Okay, good. Okay.
Must not have been that
So,
wonderful then. No, I'm just kidding.
it is wonderful. Shush your mouth. So, hospital, Hunters, hospital, smoke shop at the mall, hippie house, Walgreens, Warriors, Walgreens, Sonic, grocery store, Hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I did cross out Hunter's address. I'm sure everybody has it, but I didn't really want that in there. Now you've got to add time, which we end up doing, but you have to add time to all of this stuff, right? So we know that the medical center was around 8:30 in the morning.
Did I go to
We
the next
know
one? Should I just go
Hunter's
here?
house. Yeah, I have it memorized, but we could do this too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they leave, and that's 26 minutes away, right? So the hospital to H's house is about 6 minutes. You got to factor in traffic. You have to factor in stop signs. You have to factor in red lights. You do have to factor those things in, but I just put exactly what Google gave me, and then 10:30 they arrive, right, at Allie's house. We have to remember now that Chris just told us about a probation officer. Was it Hunter's probation officer? Was it Allie's? Was it Candace? We don't know whose it was, but there was something going on in that 2-hour time frame between the 10:30 and the 12:21 that something happened with a probation officer. So we really can't talk about it. I don't know what it was, but maybe that accounted for some of the time and why they were there longer. I'm guessing it's H's, but I don't really know. Oh, pause.
But when you go to the hospital, okay, go ahead. When you go to the hospital, well, we can read that in a second. But when you go to the hospital, you don't just go, drop mom off. I'm sure you walked her in.
Get out, Mom.
You might have sat in there for a little bit, getting her checked in.
Of course.
There's all kinds of stuff like that that take a shitload. I mean,
Time.
a ton of time at hospitals. How many people have gone to a hospital and went? You walked right in, checked in, and went. The doctor
And they
goes,
saw you
"You're
immediately."
ready." It's never that way, man.
Look, it's Candace Harrer. Get her in quick. She's a
Yeah,
celebrity.
you're not the president of the
No, she's
United
nobody. She's a lady with a broken knee or whatever.
Yeah.
You're gonna wait like everybody else.
I'll read this one. The way this family is being treated, it wasn't. If it was an accident, this proves why they're scared. No matter they're being trashed because they are different. They're being trashed for how they are. You can go
Also go live on TikTok. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right.
So then you reverse the route when grandma calls, you now reverse the route and you go back to the hospital to pick up grandma. Then you go from the hospital to the smoke shop, which is about 11 minutes away. I estimate 5 minutes inside. It's probably bullshit. If there's 2 other people in front of you, then you're in there 15, 20 minutes. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to go from the smoke shop to the hippie house, which is a 5-minute time frame. Another 5 to 15 minutes inside. We don't really know. Then you go from the hippie house to the Walgreens to drop off your prescription. You're sitting in the drive-thru. Now, let me tell you, I've had to drop off a lot of prescriptions for Scott lately. The other day, I sat in ours. There were 6 cars in front of me. It took forever. I had to drop off my daughter at work right near there. Then I had to sit in the line By the time I got back here, it was 40 minutes later. It's a 2-minute drive. It was 40 minutes later. So who knows? Maybe their, Walgreens was super quick. Who knows? Then Walgreens to Warriors is an 8-minute drive. We assume, based on Candace's word, that it was, 20 minutes of playtime. Then you factor in all the other things that we already talked about, getting her dressed, getting grandma back up the hill into the car, all of that stuff. Reverse the trip back to the drive-thru. And we know that that's 1:33 p.m. because Chris has now confirmed a 1:33 p.m. time. Walgreens to Sonic, 8 minutes because they wanted something to drink. Sonic to Priceless is 10 minutes. Hunter said it took an hour. Candace said it took 5 minutes. I'm leaning to Hunter because if it took 5 minutes, why did the boys, Candace, Grandma, and Summer, need to unload the groceries?
Yeah, there must have been a lot of groceries at that point. That it drops off at her house. I mean, at Grandis and their own house. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like a lot of groceries. You don't see a lot of groceries, but maybe they're in the back of the pickup truck there. Mm-hmm. You just see the milk and maybe a little box next to it there. The nefarious cold milk.
So people are saying, you can't do that here. You aren't allowed to walk anyone in due to COVID. If they're an adult, they're going in alone. So that's interesting. I thought the same thing. My daughter is old enough to walk in on her own. I checked her in myself, and she could have just went in alone. And when I asked them, hey, can I go in with her? They were like, absolutely. Went in with her, brought my son in, brought Scott in. He's an adult. Also stayed in there with him the whole time in the emergency room. Every other person waiting there had a person with them as well. So I don't know if COVID restrictions are changing, if they're different where you guys are. I don't know, but I can tell you my niece got sick with COVID. She's 21 years old. My sister brought her to the hospital and stayed with her the whole time. That's in Massachusetts. They're pretty strict there. So I don't know. Every place is different, right? So yeah. Allie says that they talked for a bit at her house. Who knows how long they talked? I really don't know. And then H's house or Allie's house to Ben Hill Road is 22 minutes. And then we know that the photo of Summer was supposedly taken at 3:09 p.m. That came out when Candace interviewed with Unmasked. Yep. So that's what we know about that.
And she said she was about 5 or 6 minutes from home at the time. See, that's what's hard to know. Some of that stuff.
Well, we got to throw a curveball in there, too, because Grandma, the alleged Grandma, if that's really her in the text messages, said they didn't get home for an hour and a half after the photo was taken. But we don't know if that's Grandma yet.
God.
She said they took the photo or the video, and then they got home an hour and a half later.
They all said they're so bad.
Even if she meant the TikTok video, it's still not an hour and a half.
They all say that they're so bad with time, so it makes everything... You have to question everything that they say. Every single one of them says that.
It's insane. It's so annoying.
And that's the whole 3 to 5 minutes, It's
insane.
It could be 30. We don't know.
Yeah. It could be hours. I don't know. It's just really, really frustrating.
So here's this missing time from 10:30 a.m. until 12:21. Allie's asked if she knows about these 2 hours, and she says, I cannot talk about that.
And I think that's the PO issue.
Weird. All right, then
it's when she was asked, she was like, can't talk about that. And I'm like, she can't talk about that. What happened? What happened in those 2 hours?
Well, Hunter knows part of it. I mean, he mentioned some of it, right?
Well, no, the 2 hours between 10:30 and 12:21.
Well, he talked about being at the swimming hole.
That was at the 12:21.
Right.
On Unmasked. They said, what happened between 10:30 and 12:21? There's like a 2-hour gap there. And everybody was assuming in that moment, Candace and Allie didn't get along. So is she hanging out in Allie's house? Probably not. So what the hell was going on for 2 hours? Where were they, right? We know that there were a couple of little stops between 10:30 and 12:21, yes, but it didn't take up 2 hours. Well, my guess is Hunter's PO or something. I don't know. I don't know whose PO it was. I'm not really sure.
Here, I just want to find something. We already.
When you don't work, time don't matter. Absolutely.
Let's see.
Well, okay, hold on. Christina says, "Did you check new info? Dawn leaving work at 3 or 3:30, and Candace might have met him." That isn't. I don't know where that's coming from. I know that there is a true crime commentary. I think the name of the channel is.
There's just too much.
I don't know if this is new info or if it's a rumor. So I'll have to watch it. I don't know.
Yeah, who said that? I mean, but that's one of the theories when I put Don into it, that he wasn't at work the whole time, and he left work at a different time, and he was there, and then he took off again, and we don't know. That's just part of the theory where Don's involved, that he was at home, and what happened when he was there, I don't know. But if that's true, that'd be interesting, because that would match that. But I'm not going to go, ooh,
there is a new video.
I believe it because it matches. Yeah.
Well, I think this person, I don't know her name. She said she had this inside information, but she said, I didn't know that I was like exposing something because I thought people had already talked about this. So when I said it, I didn't think it was a big deal. And no disrespect to her, but I was trying to get to the point, the meat of the topic. And she just kept saying that. And, I've had these friggin' COVID headaches. So I'm like, okay, can't listen to this anymore. Don't know what she's trying to tell me. So I'm going to be more patient today, because patience is a virtue and I have it in spades, and I'm going to listen to it. I'm so not patient. I'm like, okay, I've listened to this for 12 seconds. I can't.
Well, let me go back to what we were just saying. So the 10:30, I just want to get the hospital. So they were at the hospital, then they went over to Hunter's house, Hunter's house, and then maybe wasn't it like around 10:30 they left there to go then pick up Grandis, or was Grandis?
No, he just arrived there at 10:30. She literally parked her truck at 10:30. She changed Candace, so they didn't leave to pick her up at 10:30.
No, I mean, but so they get to the house. So the part between 10:30 and it's sort of irrelevant. Like, who cares? They went and picked up Grandis, then they went to those two other shops, and then dropped off the prescription, and then went swimming.
Sure, you're saying it's irrelevant,
but
I think it's also irrelevant. However, 15,000 people in our chat are hearing this other stuff that we just played. So it's critical that we try to put the step-by-step together with what we know again, Yeah,
I'm just saying, this thing right here, from 10:30 to 12:21, well, part of that time is going to pick up Grandis again.
Sure.
So that's in there. So that's a lot of time, too. Like, again, it's very... Well,
it's 20, it's 10 minutes to go pick her up. Mm-hmm. It's only 10 minutes away from the house.
And she might have called, I guess, I'm done, and then they go get her. So she's ready to just get right into
That's exactly what happened.
Right. So that might have been probably like 11:30 or so, maybe.
Sure.
Because then they went to two other shops, go swimming.
Yeah, so there's not a bunch of missing time at all. Just more BS. TBI done confirmed via GPS ping off phone and car too. It got a strong signal by the phone. Don't you guys feel like it's been cleared by LE? Well, has it? I don't know how long exactly it takes to get all the details, but we know now from the Barry Morphew case that your car is going to tell all your business, especially a 2021 Subaru. He opens the car, he rolls down the window, he backs up, he takes a left turn. It tells everything. I didn't even know cars were capable of doing such things. So if they're looking that closely at Dawn Wells, they are gathering all of this information, right? And we don't know. Nobody has been cleared. Nobody. Everybody is a person of interest. Our theory, Gray and I, just approach it differently. We're not saying Dawn Wells is innocent because they've cleared his ass. No, we're not saying that.
No.
We're saying we don't know yet. Dawn very well could be guilty.
Yeah, or be involved.
A person of interest.
He could definitely be involved with, whatever happened to her. We just don't know. Either he put her body somewhere or something else. Who the heck knows?
Yeah,
Nobody has a clue.
Know.
Yeah.
But what we're not going to do is hear rumors about him and things he's done, and go off into right field and be like, this son of a bitch, blah, blah, blah. He's definitely involved. No, that's just not what no. So just because we're not ragging the guy to death or accusing him doesn't mean we're not looking at every single angle. You have to. You'd be crazy not to. And none of the information has come back out. They're very quiet. They are tight-lipped. Law enforcement, TBI, FBI.
Yeah.
They are not. Thank God, they're not giving us that information.
They haven't released any information on ping. I don't know if that's what she was saying up above, but there's no.
Yeah, she was talking about the ping, which I guess I totally.
They have it.
They have the cell phone information back by now, but it can take a while. It can take a while, especially if you're not some big, it's not like you're dealing with the FBI out of Boston and some big police force with all this tech. You're dealing with the little towns here.
Yeah, but the FBI is the FBI. You hand them something like that, True. They should be able to just boom, boom, boom. The thing is
right?
that's the key to everything. So law enforcement right now has, I guarantee it, they at least have the ping information. They might not have that weird other. There's something else that we don't know about that the FBI does to be able to track
Absolutely.
something. There is something. I can tell you, I don't know exactly what it is, but they have some weird, creepy technology or something that they're doing that they can do. They have this. I don't know what it is. Nobody's ever explained it. They're always just kind of. It's bizarre, but
they ain't gonna tell us about it.
Maybe that's gonna come later. Okay, but right now they have the ping information. They know exactly when Candace called Don to say, "Hey, Summer is missing." Or claim that's when that call was made. But how many other times did she call right before that? I mean, were there calls at 3:45, 4 o'clock, right. 4:30, 5? Were they just continuing phone calls? And then this whole part of, well, I guess we're going to get to that. The part about the face chat on Facebook, is that in this one? Because they did mention that. That's one of the things.
Oh, that they talked all the way home?
Yeah, like it was a face. He made it sound like it was this
well,
face
right
chat.
Here, 626 to 703.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. In the car doing nothing.
Yep.
The thing is, that's different. He was saying that I guess it is the same part, but his whole drive home, that he was FaceTiming her or something. No, it
same
was
part right there.
But he was just saying, all he was doing was talking to her on her messenger using the voice part of it. It wasn't like
they were
watching
on Facebook Messenger the whole way home. I don't know that he ever said that they were on video chat. He may have actually said that.
Yeah, there was a term like that he used, like face chatting, or I'm not
Did he
sure
say that they video chatted all the way home? I have to think about that for a minute. Video.
Yeah, he did say something like that. It was something similar to that. It wasn't just messenger communication. It was
right. So right now, I can hit my phone, Gray Hughes,
and we could talk on Messenger.
And
wait a minute, I'm gonna get on Facebook.
I mean, what the shit? This is not. None of this is difficult. I'm confused why people are confused on what is happening here. Right? People are like, I don't understand what you mean. I don't know what you mean.
Hey, how's it going?
Gray Hughes, answer your damn phone.
Let's see. Is it right here?
Gray Hughes.
See, but there is a video component. Oh, well, something went wrong.
Oh, it won't let you do it on the Facebook, but so they're talking on the thing, right?
Yeah.
So people are like, I don't understand. Why are they doing that? Well, because they don't have cell service. They don't have cell service. Their cell phone service sucks. It's awful. So they're using Wi-Fi. We don't know where their towers are. On their property, their towers kind of suck. So it goes in and out. Sometimes like my streams. Same thing.
So she used Grandis.
My face is a big blur.
She used Grandis's phone, though, to call 911. That's what she says, right?
She did, and she may have still had that one in her hand when she started talking to Dawn again. We don't know that for sure. We know that she went searching in Grandis's truck as well. So now you're down on the road, which may have a better connection to cell phone towers, which also provides Wi-Fi, all the towers. So we don't know, right? But what we do know, 6:26 p.m. to 7:03 p.m., during this time, it's now been said that both Grandma and Candace were sitting in the car doing nothing.
Yeah.
Texting on their phones. Who provided that info?
Yeah, who's sitting there?
Police arrived at 7:03. So who else was on the property
at
that provided
6:26.
this information.
Yeah, you make the
Who?
911 call, and then there's already somebody sitting there.
Who?
Maybe you called a neighbor to help look for Summer prior, and you'd already looked around, and now you're just calling 911 and Dawn and I don't know.
Well, so
Why aren't
our
you still?
understanding
Yeah.
is Candace jumped in the truck. She's on FaceTime or messenger call, whatever, with Dawn. She's driving around the up part of the property trying to look for her, right? That may have taken 10 minutes. We don't know. Maybe she flew around the outside of the property. The boys are down at the bottom. They have their buck knives with them. They're traveling in a pack. The neighbor's also at the bottom when Dawn pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, could another neighbor have been up top? Maybe. Maybe there was another neighbor up there. But who provided this information to Chris for him? I was just thinking, what is this? They sat in the truck and they did nothing. They were texting on their phones. I didn't like that statement. It may be true.
It makes it sound like they're just not really. They weren't engaged in trying to find their.
Yeah, are we painting a picture here? Is this what we're trying
Yeah.
to do? We're painting a picture now of, Grandma and Candace. They don't give a shit about this Summer kid, so it's whatever.
That's
I
what
don't
it sounds
know.
like.
That's what it felt like. I didn't like how that felt at all.
Did they ever get into who? I thought I heard somewhere yesterday or watched somewhere where somebody mentioned who it was that would have been there observing that they were just
It
sitting
could have
in
been
the truck.
somebody. I don't know. I don't know where that information came from. Missy V asked, we do know at 6:09 Candace changed her profile photo on Facebook. Yep, we definitely do know that happened at 6:09. We also know that the 911 call says she's been missing for about 10 minutes. So if that's accurate, then she went missing at 6:16. So I'm not concerned about 6:09 anymore, right? So at 6:09, she might have been changing something on her Facebook. And that's not nefarious at all,
Well, see,
because she didn't go missing until 6:15.
Well, that's interesting because then that makes my theory that it wasn't 3 to 5 minutes make a hell of a lot more sense. That sounds more like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Because now because she said 5:30 was the time she went to the house to put she put Summer into the home, and then just 3 to 5 minutes later came back in there, and now you're saying about 6:15, 6:09 she's changing images on Facebook, so that's already about 30 something minutes. Then so that means she's not even concerned at that point, and then she probably went, "Hey, what's Summer doing?" And then but then it's kind of odd too to call 911. Call Dawn
After
just
10
10 minutes. Like, aren't you going to look around a little longer than 10 minutes? So.
Yeah.
Lots of weirdness.
As you are able to nail this down more, the more we go over this, the more we look at it, your perception starts to change. Because you're telling us 2 to 5 minutes, and then you're talking 5:30, and now we're hearing... we knew that you changed your profile picture at 6:09 for whatever reason. Then the 911 call, dispatch says the baby's been missing for 10 minutes, and that's at 6:26. So is it 5:30 or is it 6:15?
What was it changed to at 6:09? What was the... there was one that had a little part of her, it looked like, in it.
Yeah, it had like her arm in it. It looked like an older photo because he's in full long, but then again, who knows? But he's in long sleeves and long pants, but then his brother's behind him and he's in shorts. I don't know.
Was it changed to that one, or was it changed to that one, or was that the one that was removed?
No, so she changed her cover photo to that photo of the boys, and then it was taken down pretty quickly.
See, that's a little bit weird. See, that stuff's strange, all of that. Like, who's worried that much about any of that crap anyways? I could see changing it before you know that she's missing. Unless there's but maybe there's a nefarious reason why it was changed, but what would that be, I guess?
Yeah, I don't know. Unless it was just an error, but...
See, the police have everything.
Let me see how many steps this takes, Gray Hughes. Let's just.
Yeah. So while you're working through that, let me just say this.
How many steps does this take? A lot?
But let's hold on one second. When the police are doing, they got the phones. They have the metadata of every single photograph that was taken on that telephone. Absolutely. And the metadata only exists, everybody. That's meaningful. On the when you take the photograph, you have an image. Now you can actually take that image and put it somewhere else, and the metadata stays. But if you do a screen grab, like so many people do, and go, look at the metadata, look at. Now it's a screen. The metadata is now the screen grab software metadata. It has nothing to do with the original. It's gone forever.
Absolutely.
You have to have the original photograph to have the correct metadata.
So here you go. So I'm on my Facebook page here, and I am going to. You click on your picture there, and then you can view, upload, select, create a collage, or select artwork. So I'd have to upload a photo.
Unless there's one already on your... Yeah, you already got them on your phone though, right?
Yeah, they're on my phone, but I mean...
Takes a minute.
Or select a photo on your Facebook, right? So you could select a photo on your Facebook and you change it really quickly, but then you got to click save as well. So
but you could do it in about 20 seconds.
Not as though it's like a pocket dial or a mistake. You got to click the photo, choose a photo, save the photo, exit out.
Oh, I see.
It's not like, oh shit, I touched that by accident. I didn't mean to do that. No.
But even if it was a mistake,
for whatever reason.
But even if it was a mistake, that'd be kind of weird to be fiddling around changing it back to things, unless it was before.
Missing.
Right? Yeah. See, if it's before, so that kind of leads you to believe that Candace wasn't aware she was missing until 6:09 at the very, like right after that. Hey, where's Summer? Okay, because then I don't know, just some of the stuff.
Then it makes more sense. You'd hope, right?
Yeah. because that makes, but then it makes it a 40-minute instead of 2, 3 to 5 minutes. Remember, she said 2 minutes, then it was 3 to 5, and now we're talking about a good 35 minutes before even checking on Summer.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going on the next one.
Next one.
Yeah. Is it me now?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
I can tell you what they were doing. They were on their phones because TBI had not taken the phones yet. Who were they talking to? What was being said? Because Don says he was video conferencing, with Candace.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the folks that were there that I spoke to said they were sitting on the truck texting.
I've got to check on Scott. I'll be right back.
Okay, all right. See, right there, he does say he was video chatting with her. See what I'm saying? Like as if they could see each other on the whole ride home. So let's see, I can tell you what they were doing. They were on their phones because TBI had not taken the phones yet. Okay, well, that doesn't mean that part is irrelevant. Because TBI hadn't taken the phones yet. They weren't even there yet. I mean, it's sort of like an irrelevant point. Yeah, they obviously would have been talking when Don is, he's driving home. He said that they were talking on the whole ride home. The part about the TBI hadn't taken him yet being the reason they were on the phone is absolutely meaningless, to be honest with you. And who were they talking to? What was being said? We don't know. I mean, we know that Don says that he was communicating with Candace the whole ride home. So that might answer that question. But the truth is we don't know, and that'll all be figured out probably on Don's phone. I'm not sure how good Facebook is in terms of being able to get in there and figure out when calls are made. But
I don't know why that 40 minutes is critical. Thank you, Matt. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Love your shows.
Yeah, that 40 minutes doesn't mean anything to me.
40 minutes to me is one of the most irrelevant pieces of time. But we're going to find out why Chris thinks that it is relevant.
Right. Yeah, because there's 40 minutes, and they're talking about the time between, I think it was 6:23 to about 7. What was it? 7:03.
It was 6:26, 7:03.
Yeah.
Yeah. somewhere in there.
Okay. So here's the next one. Right?
Yep. Where he saw the boys searching. Were they down there with a stranger in the area for 25 to 40 minutes? That's how long it took Dawn to get home. So were the boys allowed to wander down there looking for their sister with a high-risk offender?
Yeah, who knew that there was even one down there?
Nobody knew that yet.
No, it's like, God,
so
it's like, hey,
I get what he's thinking in retrospect. I get what he's saying, right? But at that point, you're not knowing what the shit's going on, right? You give their boys their buck knives and are like, go look down the bottom of the property.
So apparently Don got on the phone and said, hey, Candace, there's a high priority sex offender down there. Don't allow the. I'm just letting you know. And by God, the kids were down there, and you allowed them to be there with a high priority sex offender. Look, we don't know.
Well, remember, allegedly, Hunter said that Dawn called and said there were people, a man, there was a guy there trying to touch the children and do all the things. Remember when they were in the Walgreens drive-thru? So maybe that's what Chris is thinking about, that Hunter already knew because Candace told him that Dawn said some person's around the property trying to touch the kids. Now, my mind goes to, are they talking about Dobbs when the neighbor and Dobbs had the argument and he was camping on the property? Was that misinterpreted to think, okay, this guy could be like some kind of friggin' weirdo out here touching kids or some shit? Because it was the day before. It was the 14th that the lady neighbor got in the fight with Dobbs on the property. And maybe that's the story they were getting. Is, hey, this guy's out here, we got kids on the property. We can't have that. Was that the conversation they were having? Because in my mind, if you're thinking there's this high-risk offender somewhere, nobody even thought that yet.
Yeah.
You just knew that there was some asshole on the property who wouldn't leave and was fighting with the lady.
And he probably, and the kids probably, the boys were probably, I wouldn't even doubt that Summer was allowed to wander around, but that part was just made it look like they were really watching her. But I bet, the kids were probably wandering around the property all the time, and they just probably said, yeah, stay together, look around. They said
that they were allowed to go out and do that as long as they had their knives and they stayed together, that they had no problem with them doing that.
Right.
So, these are little country boys, and they're out there. They're on their dirt bikes. They're flying down the dog trail. They're going all over. They're doing boy things. I don't know. I don't know. To me, I get what Chris was saying here, but I also thought, no, I don't think that they knew that there was some high risk. They say it in interviews several times. We had no idea that all these predators live within walking distance of us. We never knew that we lived somewhere where you had that.
Yeah. My thing is,
unless you're like me, you're not checking the predator list constantly.
Like, I don't think that, my thing is, I think it's irrelevant, this time frame. But again, like, there's a chance it's not irrelevant.
Sure, there's a chance.
There's always a chance of everything because we don't have the timeline. To me, this isn't the 40 minutes. To me, the part that would be what happened during this time frame would be maybe, I guess, between 5:30 and 6:26. Like in there somewhere, right?
That's what I think too. Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah. Just now.
Oh boy, this one. Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Go
ahead. I don't know.
Something is in that around that shed. I don't know. I have no idea. Could this be someone is locked in that shed?
Oh, come on.
Potentially tied down in a dungeon?
Oh, jeez.
Could that be a correlation to a concept? Are there aliens coming? Excuse me. I don't know.
See, we've been so extremely respectful.
Well, I'm just saying, but you got to admit this is nuts.
Up until this moment, because now one of the first things I heard when his live was finished, because I was live during his live, people came back over and are like, Tracy, there's a dungeon. I'm like, a fucking dungeon? What do you mean?
Yeah. Let me read the rest of it.
I was panicked.
Now let's see. I don't know. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Do I think Don or Candy or Candace, are top on the list? I'm going to quote the sheriff. Nobody has been excluded. This is I agree with him on that part. I have 80% Candy and Candace. Okay. I'm going to quote the sheriff. Nobody has been excluded. This is an ongoing investigation. Do I think some people in the area could be involved? I don't know. My gut says probably not, based on they all had alibis. Well, we don't know that they all had alibis, okay? But man, just even suggesting this part up here.
Yeah, I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned about that, because
locked in that shed.
Dawn's crazy self has said things like, "Is she in a dungeon and she can't come play outside?" And I'm so scared that she's in a dungeon. So I get that Chris is thinking, why is this guy talking about a dungeon all the time? Like, I don't know. If my kid was missing, yes, I've watched too much true crime. In my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, he's probably in some like dark, creepy place where the water's dripping and he's losing his mind. Of course, yes, your mind might go there.
No, this is the wording. Somebody said he hopes she's not. No, Chris was using Dawn's words. Okay, I get that part. Okay.
Yeah, Chris was using Dawn's words.
Right.
He's saying, could that be a correlation to a concept?
No, right? But he's actually saying that, okay, this shed that the kids were by, he's saying, is it possible she's locked in there and in a dungeon there? You don't think TBI or the FBI went through that? Well, there's a secret little door there that's buried under, and they just never found that one. I don't know, man.
Somebody wrote Dawn's brains in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Oh God! Don't get us in trouble over here.
Well, maybe
possibly,
but
his brains in the dungeon. Yeah.
I just think that's another. I feel like an irresponsible.
I agree.
Just something.
Nobody's in that fucking shed, guys. Sorry for the F word. I'm much more well behaved over here. Nobody's in that shed. Okay. Yeah. Nobody's in that shed. Don't go to these people's property. Don't go looking around in sheds by yourself. You know, the hills have eyes. People might come out and chop you into pieces. Don't do it.
Yeah, the children.
TBI, FBI, searchers, 1,000 people have been all over that place. Yeah. Come on, guys. Absolutely not. And I say that because I get what Chris was saying. I totally get what he was saying. People on the internet aren't stable. They're not stable. They're going to try and go search the shed and dig for a dungeon. There's no dungeon. Just stop it.
Yeah, see, I'm different, though. I don't see what he was saying. See, my thing is, it says, he said, I have no idea. Could this be someone is locked in that shed, potentially tied down in a dungeon? Okay, I don't give any credence to that whatsoever. Now, is she somewhere else? Out in the world somewhere in a situation like that? I mean, I guess it's, quote, possible. But to suggest it's that shed, I mean, come on. I mean, it's just... I
agree with you.
They've been all over that one. Okay, I'm going to move it to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it, or it's not moving? Maybe it needs to catch up or something.
Did you break it?
No, I'm hitting the plus 30. Oh, wait, that's the last one, right?
How many slides are there? Is that the last one? That might be the last one.
That was the last one. Yeah, I think that was the...
All right, there you go.
I wasn't even looking at
that's the last one. Now, cut the shit, people, G-Money says. I agree with you. No. So, we have a better idea, a better grasp of the timeline now. Hopefully, going minute by minute like that has helped a tiny bit. Now, I don't know, Gray, do you want to take a couple of minutes and summarize how you feel about everything? Or do you want to read the chat and answer some of the questions?
And we could do a little bit of both, I guess. But, I mean, I'm just... Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's... I think it's made a little bit more confusing and nefarious sounding, trying to paint the picture of various gaps that are out there and gaps over here. The truth is that we see a video with Summer in the car, and apparently that's at 3:09 driving home. Or is it 3:09? And it's driving home, and they're 5 to 6 minutes from home at the time. It sounds like, I think it's pretty clear that they made it home. I mean, it's like, I'm 100% certain they made it home. So it's really like, prior to that, to me, is kind of not really that interesting, although it's always good to have a timeline of stuff. It's important.
Yeah.
But
because there are many people who believe she never made it home.
Yeah.
So the timeline's really important.
Yeah. So she made it home, and the kids would have obviously said something by now, and the TBI wouldn't have been searching all around for days and days and days had there been a story that wasn't consistent with her making it home. They would have been searching all along the route and all over the place. Okay. So then it comes down to what happened to her really between 3:30 and 6:26.
6:26. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sure TBI, having the kids separated, have sorted a lot of that out. I think that might just be the key is that there's a way longer amount of time missing from the time that Candace said she walked Summer over. But that's one of those things that's always bugged us too, right? Like like, why were you even doing that?
That really bothers me.
Yeah.
That really bothers me that she says she watched her walk in, told the boys to watch her, and in less than 5 minutes she's back and she's yelling for Summer. That does not resonate with me.
I think, and you know what I've always said, and I think you're probably saying that, is she's saying it to make it seem like she was a much more of a doting mom.
Absolutely.
And I think she just was unaware of where Summer was for quite a while, but she needed to go, wow, it was just 3 to 5 minutes, to make it seem like she was always on top of it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why she said the doors were locked, nobody in, nobody out. I don't think so. I am a helicopter mom. I am a psychopath. I walk out this door all the time and leave it open. No, it's because we have pit bulls and they'll kill you. But I don't, I'm not always, oh my God, I gotta lock the door. No. Do I think that Candace was, super attentive? I don't know. I find it hard to think that, she's like running around making sure the windows and doors are locked and all of that. The 3 boys, these kids got knives. Like, they're about to jack you up. They are not worried about you. They got the front door locked. Nobody's thinking about it. They're over there playing their tablets. They're doing whatever they're doing. I don't know that she locked them in and out.
And I think a lot of the stuff that they're saying, like, oh yeah, she would never leave the property. We told her about the animals. She would never, I think a lot of that, it's interesting though. That part's interesting because it would have helped them to say,
well, I think that
she left the property. True. Yeah, it could be true, but why were they telling her that? Because she would wander off a lot. See, exactly. Like, she would actually not stay on the property because
she's the baby girl. You don't want the baby girl to go missing. She's the baby.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, I think the time that's really for me is 5:30 to 6:26 is where something key happened. I don't think it's the other 40 minutes after 6:26 to 7:09 or whatever. I mean,
agree with that.
Definitely could be something going on in that time frame. But I mean, here's the thing, everybody. Why would you call 911, then start disposing of a body and doing weird, stuff, something this summer? Because there could have been a cop that was just down the road and got detoured to your home and be right there in the middle of you. See, that would be ridiculous, right? So to me, that doesn't make any sense at all, that 40 minutes being where something nefarious happened.
No way. You're right. You're 100% right. It would have happened before they called 911.
Right. You're going to get everything settled, 911 call, boom, we're ready to go.
And have your story straight and know that, oh shit, I got to be calm because they're on their way,
See what you
if
get.
They did anything.
See what you get here, guys, with rational minds. See, that makes sense, doesn't it? Like, why would you do that? All right. So now let's do some chat questions.
Sure. I live in New York City. I lock every friggin' door. Just like Cupcake McKinney's case. Her mom insisted 5 minutes. She had nothing to do with her kidnapping or murder. but it was much longer. Let's see. Oh, geez, Jackie P got her whole time nailed down there. I don't even know what day it is, Jackie. So, literally.
Hey, let me.
Could they have rented? Go ahead.
I'm gonna just before I forget some of the thanks for joining the channel and welcome to Sandy Hill, Charleston Amy, Liberty Eris, I guess, and then Tony A, Mandy L, BVK, Daniel Flood, Dananigans, Tack, One Sly Angel. Hey, look at that. Linda Molden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. Sue Campbell, Piper Laney, Mel D, Good Vibes Only, Jan J, Tawny Lee, Sarah M. All new channel members. So thank you guys.
That's awesome. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. All right.
Not watching your child doesn't make you a bad mother. No, not necessarily. Consistently not watching your child and your child goes missing makes you someone who's being questioned. Makes you a questionable parent. Because if you're on property with her and you're saying you had eyes on her the whole time, either one, you're lying, two, you're neglectful. You know, I mean, what does it mean exactly if I'm in the room with my son and I leave for 2 minutes and there's a door over here and I come back and my son's gone and I can't account for him or anything else, and I say it was 74 seconds, guys. I know for sure. You're going to be questioning me too. You're going to wonder, what the hell is she talking about? Where did her kid go? I mean, it's normal to question this lady. It's not normal, and it's not okay to harass her, to make fun of her, to, make disparaging comments about her. None of that is normal. I know this is social media where, people get to hide behind a keyboard, but none of this is normal. You just don't do it. If you wouldn't do it in real life, you don't do it. So I think it's possible Summer was often outside alone. Possibly. But I don't see anything wrong with that either.
Yeah, it's their property.
They have 11 acres.
Yeah. I was just thinking that myself. Like, I don't think it's even irresponsible. I don't think she needed to say, "Oh, it was just 3 to 5 minutes." It's just the property. She went in the house. Why? You don't need to be doting, but she thought. That's why I think something might have happened there, because she's trying to make sure that everybody knows how doting, and she was right on top of it. I just don't know what could have happened, because if you start saying 45 minutes, then people start going, "Well, why weren't you watching her?" So you can't win. She can't win.
1 second here. Lip says, answer my question about the search warrant on Don's Facebook Messenger and Benny needing to contact his local police. Okay, since I'm on the professional channel, I'll answer your question. Gray doesn't even know. He's probably like, what the hell does that mean? So the interview room sent a super chat in. I don't know to who. I got a screen clip of it, and said there should be a search warrant for Don's Facebook Messenger, and that Benny Keys, using his real name, needs to contact his police department. One, I don't know how any of that's relevant to this case. Two, I don't know why you would want us to answer that on this channel.
Yeah.
He can answer that for you because he has a channel. So you should probably ask him that. I don't think it's going to help us find Summer.
Yeah.
I don't think Benny Keys or Plano Police is relevant to the situation.
Hey, and by the way, hey, Lips, if you keep with that same attitude, you're not going to last too long here, just to be honest with you.
Yeah, we don't do any of this over here.
But here's the thing: if you want to ask a question, that to make sure that we see it, do a $1 super chat or something. Then it'll pop right in front of our face. Okay, I'm not
see it
because hey, Lips, flying. I'm not sitting here going, "What's Lips got to say?" I'm so interested in what. Hey, everybody, everyone else, stop talking, and let Lips just.
So we can answer that question.
So you can just keep typing over and over again because you are so interesting. Oh,
and it isn't all part of the story.
Ridiculous.
Why is it part of the story that a super chat was sent so that Benny can go talk to the police? Tell me, unless Benny was in Tennessee the day and time in Kingsport, in Rogersville, that the baby went missing. Other than that, he's irrelevant, not as a person, but to this story. On my way home from work. See you soon if you are still here. Hey, Emily, honey.
Emily Flotilla.
Yes. I don't know. I don't want to, I don't want to go off into my you know how I do. Gray said that I rant. I say he's a liar for that. But
I don't really say.
I will rant at your ass.
I say you go on
sideways.
You go on tangents, okay?
Allegedly, I.
But we all do that. I mean, that's so you don't want to be a robot. You have to be nimble sometimes. Like boom,
I am kind of a robot.
Shoot off and then get back. You know how it goes.
Thank you.
And we all rant. I have good ones sometimes. You do too. Yours are so good that they make it onto other channels with cartoon characters.
Oh my gosh.
They're hilarious.
Yeah, at least it makes it tolerable.
They're hilarious.
I'm a little cute cartoon character. I think now I'm Boss Baby, which is fitting.
The very first one that they did was like incredible. Like everything fits.
It's been great.
Yeah.
She's funny. Answer my question. What's the tea you heard on true crime commentary? I don't really know, Janine. I don't know what the tea is. There is some, I have a feeling you guys are going to be, I'll probably be live a little later. And you guys are going to be like this. Not for me, allegedly. But other things are happening because this
is that all happening today? Is that happening today?
Allegedly, I don't know. Let's move on. So we've got to go.
No, what time is it? We got a couple. What do we got?
No, we don't.
1:36. We don't have to talk about that anymore.
I'm texting you.
Oh. Okay. So the allegedly's coming up.
Shush your mouth right now.
Okay. All right.
Allegedly. My daughter's telling me she's got to go to. I got to go to work.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's what it was. The daughter. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right. So anyway, let me go up through here. Let's thank Elaine Talling, Diamond Painting with Anxiety, Mabel Quintanilla, Mandy L for the $50 one. Thank you very much. CCK, Diamond Painting with Anxiety again. Allie Breyer, Nicole Wilson, Mandy L again. Wow, Mandy L. And Matt Pavia. I screwed up Matt. Sorry again. Matt Pavia. I got it. Emily Flotilla and KT. All right.
You guys are awesome.
So did you guys find that to be an interesting show? Everybody?
Secrets don't make friends. God's country. It's not a secret. It's just I don't know. I don't have all the details, honey, and I wouldn't dare come up here and speculate something insane.
Yeah.
So whatever happens today happens. I'll be live later. Gray Hughes will be live on his show later. We'll do all the things, but that's not what we do here. So.
Yeah. So I hope you guys found
make Scott food too.
Hope you found that was interesting. I thought it was, it's important to go over things that I think, especially when they're presented. If they're presented by somebody in authority, and then people really are perceived to be an authority, where people take it as the truth and gospel, and it puts a lot more weight to it. When you have 15, 20,000 people watching, there's got to be a place where you can actually critically look at it and say, hey, this isn't really what's going on, or this is another way to look at it. Don't you agree with that?
Mm-hmm. I do agree with you.
And I know you want to get the hell out of here. So anyway.
Well, I have to go cook. I have to cook for Scott.
Scott Schmott, man. Let him do. No, I'm just kidding.
Run your ass down the stairs, Scott, and get your own food.
Yeah, well, say hello to Scott. Hope he's doing better. He's probably still just frustrated.
Poor guy laying around. I came home from dropping off the baby, and he had on his Crocs, honey, and his shorts, and he was ready to go. I said, where are you going? He's like, I don't know. I made it to get shorts and shoes on, but that's about it.
You're going to see him on the treadmill bouncing around 65, 70. Come on. Hey, Scott, just relax, buddy.
I'm like, lay down. Lay down now. He was like, I know.
How's he doing with the oxygen levels and everything? About the
good.
A little bit better.
Good. He's remained on 3 or 4.
Nice.
Really good. Yeah, he figured out how to get downstairs. The tube thing was long enough, whatever.
Oh.
So he did that for a couple hours yesterday. He's got to pace himself better. He's like walking super, like trying to get to the bed or trying to get to the. I'm like,
Yeah.
where are you going, Mighty Mouse? Just pace yourself. It'll be okay. So yeah, he's home. He's doing great. Everything's good. So we appreciate it very much. Yes,
Yeah.
I need to go make him some noodles.
Okay, everybody. Well, that was a cool show. I don't know. I don't know what our schedule will be in the future, but maybe we can do a couple times a week or something, and then.
Yeah, I think 2 times a week is going to be awesome. Maybe one time on the weekend, one time during the week or something.
Yeah.
I just got to get back into the rhythm of life. I have to.
Yeah.
My computer's been sitting down here for 2 weeks that I need to replace this one with.
And then if you're a channel member, we're gonna do once a month, sort of where we're just hanging out and you guys can talk. We can.
Yeah, we're going to have channel member stuff.
Yeah.
And you guys can like call us. God, I love that part. That was my favorite perk.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wait, you say park? Is that your accent coming in?
Perk. Perk. Not
I thought it was, yeah. See, there you go. That was the Boston. You got like a half Boston, half not. It was awesome.
perk.
All right, you guys. We will see you guys the next time, and maybe check out Chasing Truth Live later. And I'll be doing, I do my shows every night, so.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just play the same intro as the outro. So here we go. I think. So mean.